Hello, thank you for joining us on Biology Weekly. Today we'll be talking about good genes and pure bloodlines. For centuries, humans have often married only within their own communities because some people believe that in order to have babies with good genes or better genes or healthy babies, it's better to marry someone from your own community. Others also believe that in order to continue with their pure or royal or superior bloodlines, they have to marry someone from their own community or bloodline. Intuitively, this might seem like it makes sense. However, scientific research shows us that that is not how genes work. To be able to produce babies with better genes, good genes, or healthy babies, you actually have to mate with a genetically distant person. A genetically distant person would be someone from a different community or country, or even from the same country, a person from a different caste, religion, or community would be a genetically distant person. And this kind of person would be an ideal match to have babies with good genes with. We will see how. So in this example here, we'll be talking about genes that help us fight against disease-causing germs or pathogens. So each dark blue circle that's shown here represents the DNA. So mother has a DNA, father has a DNA, and when they have a child, the child will inherit their DNA. Each shape here inside the DNA represents the genes. Here, these genes represent the genes that help us fight against certain diseases. So mother will have her own set of genes that help her fight against certain diseases, and father will have his own set of genes that help him fight against certain diseases. And when they have a child, the child will inherit these genes. In this example here, though, we're talking about a mother and father who are from the same community, and therefore they will have a similar set of gene. As shown in green here, only one set of gene seems to differ from the mother and father, yeah? The other genes are same, which means the diseases that the mother and father can fight are the same set of diseases. And when they have a child, the child will also inherit the same genes, and therefore the child will also only be able to fight against the diseases that the mother and father were able to fight against. I mean, with more probability. But then, if mother and father are from different communities, then they will have a diverse set of genes or different set of genes from each other, as shown here. And therefore, when they have a child, the child will inherit a wider set of genes that help it fight against diseases. So a wider set of genes means more diseases that you can fight against. So that's better. Another when people marry within their own community is what scientists call as inbreeding depression. So what happens in inbreeding depression is what we will see right now. In this image now, let each shape correspond to genes, right? So say the gene in red is an example of a genetic disease that is passed on over generations and generations. So how genes are passed down, and actually even what genes are and how they're passed on from mother to father and how they go on across generations. To know this, you can watch our first video on genes, selection, and evolution. And the link to that video, we'll put that in the comments below. So please watch it if you haven't watched it already. So coming back to this example here, if mother and father are from similar communities, then there is high chance that they both have this red gene or this genetically related disease. There's high chance that they both have it, and when they have a child, the child will also inherit this with high probability, and this will only keep passing on in their generations and across generations and over generations. However, if mother and father are from different communities, as shown in this example here, so since father has this red gene, this particular genetically associated disease, but since mother is from a different community, she has lesser probability to have that particular disease. So when they have a child, there is more chance that the child does not inherit this genetically acquired disease. Or over generations, in fact, this genetically acquired disease can be eliminated over and over generations as you keep marrying across communities. So this is another reason why marrying someone from a different community helps to have babies with better genes or healthier babies. Now let us look at some examples. So in this example here, we see the royal family of Queen Victoria. So these royals, they believed that their bloodline was superior and they kept marrying among each other. So in their misguided belief that marrying among each other will continue with superior bloodlines, what they actually did was they ended up passing a blood-related genetic disease called hemophilia. So what is hemophilia? Hemophilia is a disease where your blood cannot stop clotting. So you know when we have cuts, we start bleeding, but over time the blood clots, right? For us, if we have a small cut or if we have a small bump to our head, we might have some small bleeding and then the blood bleeding will eventually stop, right? But for them, even from small paper cuts and just bumps to their head, they actually died because the blood just wouldn't stop clotting. So in order to have like pure bloods, they actually had blood-related diseases and they died from it. Another example is this Habsburg family. This is another royal family that kept inbreeding among themselves within their own relatives and family because they wanted to stay in power. But this led to many issues such as insanity, physical deformity, such as this elongated jawline that is shown here, and eventually infertility. Another example close to home in India is caste based marriages. People married within their castes for generations, that each caste has become completely different genetic hubs. So, what happens is that each caste keeps continuing with its genetically related diseases and disorders. One such genetic diseases that has kept passing on many castes is this genetic disease called sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, and so other genetically related diseases. The irony here is that the cure to such blood related genetic disease is transfusion of blood from another person's body to your body. So ironic. So much for believing in pure bloodlines. You end up having to get a treatment from some other blood into your own body. So I hope that with this video, some common miscommunications might be clarified. And we hope you like this video and you're able to now get some things clarified. And if you have people in your family who believe like this, or if you believe like this, then this is time to sit back and think about what actually good genes or pure blood actually means. Like pure blood doesn't mean you keep marrying within your own pure blood line. It actually means you mix with other communities, because that will actually what will give you pure or better genes. So we hope you like this video, and we're looking for feedbacks and comments. Please put them below, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.